Coast. Dodgers-Padres series at Petco Park. The Padres win 2 of 3, win the first 2 games of this series. Both games that they won pitched brilliantly. A great start from Darvish on Friday night and a great start from Nestor Cortes Jr. against the Los Angeles Dodgers, the team that haunted him in the World Series on Saturday. Padres won both those first 2 games, allowing only 1 run. The Dodgers offense finally woke up on Sunday, an 8-2 victory. They get some home runs from Freeman, 2 from him, another from Ohtani. All right, where are we with this one? The 2 teams are tied for first place in the division again, and it seems to me that the Dodgers are not yet what the Dodgers are going to be. The bottom of their lineup for a couple of weeks now has sort of resembled what the Padres lineup, or the bottom of the Padres lineup looked like before the trade deadline, before they acquired Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Laureano and really deepened themselves, Freddie Fermin as well. The Dodgers right now playing without Max Muncy, Kike Hernandez, Hyun-Sung Kim, and Tommy Edman. Those guys are in various states of rehabilitation from injuries. Kike is expected back first. He'll be this week, and then the others as well. Once all of that happens, then we'll see a more representative Dodgers lineup, one that you could expect would be a much more potent version of what we've seen over the last couple of weeks. Frankly, I am surprised, even now, looking back in retrospect, at how easily the Dodgers handled the Padres at home last weekend with essentially the same cast of characters. This is a lineup you might see in a spring training game, honestly. It's just full of holes at the bottom, or players that you would not necessarily expect to be seeing in a pennant race for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm talking about Buddy Kennedy and Alex Freeland to a point, I should say. Alex Freeland had a great series, 2 home runs, and 1 in each of the first 2 games, but he's a young guy. And they've been mixing in these guys. They have to keep playing Conforto. All of these things are happening, and it's not ideal. Once they get their guys back, okay, something else. We'll see a little bit of a different team, and we'll see them get deeper in the outfield, which is where they have a huge problem right now. In OPS, in left field, they are something like 23rd, or going into Sunday, they were 23rd. Michael Conforto, an awful season for him. That's been a bad signing. His days are numbered. Once those injured guys come back, he could be a DFA candidate without any question. So once those players come back, you figure out the outfield. You maybe keep Teoscar Hernandez in right, but hopefully get him playing better. You don't move Mookie back out there, in my opinion. If you watch the Dodgers play, Mookie Betts has been brilliant at shortstop. Brilliant defensively, and he ranks pretty highly in the metrics as well. So you figure it out with Edman and Teo and all the different players that are in the mix. Andy Pages, Kike Hernandez, Kim can play the outfield as well. That, to me, they are a team that at home has a certain energy about them because of the crowds that they're drawing. And we saw it this weekend. They rallied from what happened last weekend at Dodger Stadium. Of course, pitching was a huge part of it, but that's a different team at home. Now, with the Padres, the question still, even with the additions of O'Hearn, Laureano, and Fermin, is the offense. This is a team that is sort of like the Blue Jays and Brewers in that they make a ton of contact and don't strike out a lot, but they don't slug like the Blue Jays and Brewers, even the Brewers. Padres are 25th or were 25th in slugging percentage entering Sunday. The Blue Jays were 6th, and the Brewers were 14th. These are all high contact, low strikeout offenses, but the Padres, for whatever reason, have not hit home runs, and Fernando Tatis Jr. has been emblematic of that. He's had a brilliant season. If you look at his strikeout rate and walk rate, they are the best of his career. You look at his defense, outstanding in right field, Gold Glove. His base running, brilliant. He just hasn't slugged the way he normally has, and Eno Saris and Frank Slynn wrote about that in The Athletic last week, why that might be happening. He's kind of, again, emblematic of where they are. If they get Tatis going again, I expect that that's going to be a different offense. If they get him hitting the ball more in the air than on the ground, that would be a huge transformative thing for them. Can it happen? Yes, it can happen. Now, they should, too, get healthier. Jackson Merrill on the injured list right now. Michael King also on the injured list. Jackson Merrill obviously is a huge player for them. He's going to come back. They kind of debated putting him on the IL for a couple of days there because they thought maybe he could come back without going on the IL, but didn't happen. They get Michael King back, and they get Jackson Merrill back, not Merrill King, then they'll be in really good shape. Yankees, Red Sox. Now, as I said, this game currently is in progress, and the Yankees are leading 5-2 as we do this live on Sunday night. Even if the Yankees win tonight, of course, they would have lost 3 of 4 in this series. They would be 2-8 against the Red Sox on the season. It's not good. And what we saw entering this series, we thought was a resurgent Yankee team. But how resurgent was it really when they went 7-1 against Minnesota, St. Louis, and Tampa Bay, 3 teams that sold at the trade deadline? And then when you go and face a better club, the Boston Red Sox, a team that has basically owned you this year, you fall apart again. You saw the first 3 games of the series, not good for the Yankees, culminating with Saturday's 12-1 embarrassment. Granted, it was a game Crochet pitched, a game the Red Sox expected to win, but it disintegrated into something else entirely. Now, on Sunday, for Sunday night, we saw the Yankees finally bench Anthony Volpe, and you see him there. He has struggled both offensively and defensively, and at one point, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I wrote a column describing how the Yankees kind of view Volpe as almost a teacher's pet. They protect him. And as Chris Kirshner wrote in The Athletic on Saturday, there's no reason to protect him anymore. Among shortstops who are qualified for the batting title, he ranks 24th out of 26th in wins above replacement. He's only 24. We get it. But he's had about 800 plate appearances in the big leagues. He, if not a Gold Glove defender, has extremely little value the way he is hitting, the way he is so streaky. So that was a positive step for the Yankees Sunday. They had to do this move, in my opinion. We'll see if Volpe snaps out of it, and we'll see if Jose Caballero now maybe gives them a lift. It all remains to be seen. And Volpe is only one player, one part of a much larger problem. This is a team that we have seen sloppy. We have seen them stumble. We have seen repeatedly, not just this year, not just in Game 5 of last year's World Series, but for quite some time now. A team that lacks fundamental soundness. A team that, frankly, as I wrote during last year's World Series, at times looks like it doesn't know how to play baseball. That's a huge problem. Now, things can get better. Get better when Judge gets back to the outfield. Maybe they have an outfield then of Judge, Grisham, and Bellinger, much better defensively. You get Dominguez out of left. They get better if Max Fried is as good as he looked in this series. He had a bounce-back start. And with Rodon and him and possibly Schlitter and maybe Warren or Heels stepping up, you've got something in the rotation, and their bullpen should stabilize. I do expect that. But the Yankees are, if they win this game on Sunday night, 2-8 against the Red Sox, 3-7 against the Blue Jays, and you wonder where this is all going. What happens if they miss the playoffs? Unlikely, but what happens? More likely, they could get knocked out early. That's certainly a scenario we can envision happening. Does Aaron Boone come back? Does Brian Cashman come back? Or do they finally turn the page? All of this seemingly is in play. Now, the Red Sox, obviously the flip side of the coin here, terrific series for them against the Yankees. And terrific because they got a strong start from Bayo, a strong start from Crochet. Now, Dustin May, not so good Sunday night. He's been a little bit inconsistent. And I question with the Red Sox, the one thing I question is whether their rotation will be good enough in the postseason. Buehler is out now. Kyle Harrison looks like he's going to replace him on Monday night. So you're looking at Crochet, Cy Young candidate, one of the best pitchers in baseball right now. Bayo, an emerging star perhaps, but still young. And Giolito, who has been up and down. And then where do you go from there? That's my question with the Red Sox. They're getting healthier in the bullpen, and certainly their lineup right now is really intriguing. I kind of love their lineup with Roman Anthony, of course, being what he is, and with Trevor Story resurgent, Bregman doing what he's doing. All of that is good. It's just with the Red Sox, my one question is the starting pitching, and the starting pitching both down the stretch here and obviously in the postseason. So that's the Yankees-Red Sox. It's wrapping up in the Bronx right now, and no matter what happens on Sunday night, not a good outcome for the New York Yankees. Over on the shape, I was, again, privileged to get a taste of both these rivalries, and I want to talk about which is the better one right now. Frankly, I don't even see it as close. Give me Dodgers Padres right now over Yankees Red Sox. And I'll give you a whole host of reasons why. Number one being the Dodgers and Padres are better teams. And yes, the Red Sox are coming and they've got some exciting young players. The Yankees, of course, have Aaron Judge. But the Dodgers and Padres right now are two of the elite teams in the game. And when a rivalry is at its best, it is when two powerhouse clubs are squaring off and doing it in the same division, doing it in the same geographic region, as these rivalries can both be when they are at their peaks. Now, I talked to Xander Bogaerts about this on Friday because I thought he was a really good guy to give his perspective on which is the better rivalry. He was a member of the Red Sox for 10 years. He's been with the Padres for the last few, so he's got a real sense of what these two different rivalries are. And what Xander said was, quite obviously, hey, Red Sox, Yankees, that's more historic. There's no question about that. It goes back, 100 years plus. However, Padres, Dodgers in more recent times, in Bogaerts' opinion, and mine too, is the better rivalry simply because there are more established stars on both sides. Now, you see it a little bit in Yankees, Red Sox, of course, with Judge and Stanton on the Yankee side. Garrett Cole hurt right now. And the Red Sox have Bregman. They have some emerging young players as well. Garrett Crochet certainly is a star. But in Dodgers Padres, what are we seeing? We're seeing all the MVPs with the Dodgers. Ohtani and Freeman and Betts. We're seeing Machado and Tatis and Bogaerts and Jackson Merrill for the Padres. And that, in Bogaerts' view, is what distinguishes this rivalry and what makes him think, looking back at what Red Sox-Yankees was in the 2000s. Remember that? Alex Rodriguez and Derek Jeter on one side, David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez on the other. That is what makes this so special. When you have stars of that magnitude, and let's face it, when you have as well a little animosity between the teams. When we're talking right now about where these suckers stand, Dodgers Padres versus Yankees Red Sox, not even close. Dodgers Padres is the new Yankees Red Sox, and until proven otherwise, that's how it stands.